Scott Robertson, .esports. I have a question for Coach Potter. When we spoke back during the VCT America season, we talked about the formation of this EG roster and how you guys really didn't have as great a budget as some of the other teams. Given your guys' success this year, and given that the sort of esports winter kind of facing the scene right now, do you anticipate that more teams will kind of splurge less on superstars in the offseason and future years?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. One of our biggest focus, because we didn't have that luxury of purchasing what we wanted last year, we put a lot of focus on personality. We put a lot of focus on making sure that the squad would be able to work together all year long. So we looked at a lot of different factors other than just obvious skill, because the obvious skilled players were already spoken for.
Busio, any comments?
Even back then, we knew that we could be some of the best players in the world, even though we weren't recognized as some of these, good players or even tier 1 players before this year. So Potter had, the most confidence in us. I knew she had no regret picking up any of these superstar players. And I knew we could do damage if we just had some of the right pieces, which she got.
I was saying last year from the beginning that I had the best Raze in NA and the best Sentinel in NA and the best Initiator in NA. I knew it would happen. We haven't proved it completely yet, but we're on the way, I hope.
Thank you. Congrats on a year.
Hi, I'm Michael, known as Commend on YouTube and Twitter. You guys, this is a question for Busio and Potter. You guys have been labelled kind of the villains of the Valorant scene recently for many reasons. Is that a narrative that you consciously lean into to deal with the pressure of competition, or did that just arise naturally?
For me, at least, it just felt like I'm seeing it in League a lot where there's not really NA storylines, and it's so boring. I used to love watching League when Double If was, talking crap to all these teams. So this year, after we did pretty good in Tokyo, I got a little bit more confidence. And I was like, you know what? For champs, if we lose, we lose, but I'm going to talk shit. So thank God we're winning, and then we just hope we can keep it up.
Yeah, and Potter, do you encourage them to not make those comments necessarily, but keep their confidence up in that way?
For sure. It's not the route that I would have taken in the beginning of the year, but as we've kind of evolved as a squad, I've been taking what I can get and giving them the confidence wherever I can get it. But I think just naturally, it just, with how the year played out, the storyline kind of pushed us in this direction, I guess, kind of. So yeah, we're having fun with it.
Great, thank you so much.
Hi, Pedro Romero from BlitzGG. I got a question for both Alex and Forsaken. This tie between you guys and EG is the second one in the international level, the previous one in Masters Tokyo lower bracket finals. I want to know what has been your biggest takeaways from that previous encounter for this go around, now that something is into the picture, unlike back then, since he wasn't able to be present in that competition.
I mean, our biggest takeaway is just they were really, really good. And I think start of the year, people wrote them off. And the truth is, I watch all the VODs anyway, and I see a lot of combinations that we copied from them. You might not know this, but yeah, we steal some stuff. And then, when we finally met them, we got to see it for real. And that fracture, oof. So with our map ban, it's going to be an interesting match in our opinion. Yeah. So we'll see what happens because of the Haven ban. We share it now, right?
What are you going to ban?
I haven't decided.
You're banning Haven. I'll bet you $1,000.
1,000?
You'll ban Haven.
Should we just take this?
I know you'll ban Haven. I'll bet you so much money.
There's a price for everything.
All right. I bet you so much money you'll ban it.
Next question will come from our remote media.
We have a question from Alan.
Hi, it's a question for both coaches. Yeah, so I think both of you, Porter and Alex, you showed a lot of emotions, to the camera. Can you hear me? Yeah. I think both of you, Porter and Alex, you showed a lot of emotions to the camera. We have a lot of your cams during the matches. But I guess it's always your job to not spread your emotions, especially when you are really crazy or mad, that you spread that emotions to your players. So how like, especially when you are going to call attack pause, how are you going to do that? How like you can keep calm and communicate the real thing during the a few seconds? Yes, thank you.
I mean, for me, I get everything out beforehand, So by the time tech pause actually happens, I'm calm already.
Okay, thank you.
That's pretty much it.
All right, next question.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, it's a question for both coaches. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I got the question. For our tack pauses, they change generally depending on what the team needs. We've been practicing a lot, so we have a lot of different reactions that we talk about. So depending on how badly we're losing or how much we're winning, the tack pauses kind of change and the energy changes for that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'll take a question down here.
Hi, I'm Melissa with Friday 29. Hi, Potter. Good to see you again. The last time we spoke, we talked a lot about the road it take to get a woman on the main stage. Here you are now as head coach, heading into the upper bracket finals and potentially the grand finals. How are you personally feeling as a longtime competitive player, as a head coach, as a woman, as a gamer? And what do you hope this moment means to bring more women onto the esports side of video games?
It's definitely a dream come true. When I first started coaching, one of the biggest questions was, how are you liking coaching? How's the transition been? It's been incredible being able to scratch like that competitive itch that I always have. It's been amazing. And this has definitely been a dream year, I think, for all of us, myself definitely included. And moving forward, there's just been so many loving fans and just people who love the game showing up, so many signs, so many women. It's just an exciting future, I think, not just for Valorant, but for esports.
For sure. Thank you.
Hello, it's William from representing the media from Taiwan, and I got a question. I got two questions for. First one is for Forsaken and Coach Alex. So the first one is, you guys are the few teams that gonna pick Reina on the international tournament. So why do you feel like Reina is like what things like you think it's the position is different from other teams, and like why do you think it's a pickable agent? Like as a duelist, is it because like you have something which makes it a pickable agent, or what?
And I think the thing about Reyna is the flash is really powerful, and actually something will use the Reyna, right? If you use Reyna, it's like different from the other player because especially something he has like a good aim, and I think it's like really sharp. But for like competitively, I would say Reyna is really even more stronger if we can like combine the utility, especially the flash, with something else, like for example, like maybe double flash or like whatever. And that's why I think it made like the agent strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we do it on purpose, so it's just to surprise people. It's something people don't play against it a lot, so. I don't think it's the best agent in the world, it works for us for now, and maybe in the future it won't, but when it gets solved, but for now, like, yeah, why not?
Okay, second question is for Alex.
Okay.
So you sometimes look quite angry on the camera, and this is because like you feel like the boys are not obeying the game strategy you set in the advance, or just like feeling unlucky if you lose like 50-50.
So the question is why I'm upset, is it?
Yeah.
It's usually because like, for us to play in an aggressive manner, there's a lot of protocols you have to follow. When you start forgetting things, I get progressively more and more upset. Then after I'm done, then tech pause, I'm like, okay, remember this, remember that, please remember this, don't do that. And we're done. Okay. Most of the time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Donnie, also known as Elevated. I'm a content creator for Ascend, and this question is mostly for Potter, but Boostio, if you want to hop in here. You guys have kind of an interesting team with players from like different games like Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Unreal Tournament, and I was just kind of curious what the process was of like integrating all those different FPS styles and whether you kind of notice little like elements of flavor from those other games showing up in the players' play style?
Ooh, this is a good question. I would say when I first joined Valorant, my opinion on Overwatch players was quite low. Brucey definitely changed that. We didn't really consider the different games being a big factor. But what I will say is that you can kind of see a true game. Like Boostio is a true gamer, whereas he plays all the games. He plays from League of Legends, RTS, to Fortnite BR, to FPS 5v5, and he excels and is better than most at all of these. So I think I always encourage that. I think that sort of game sense is very much transferable. So the multiple game angle is a really interesting topic for me, but we didn't really consider those things when building the team. We just mainly considered, when picking up the 2 new players, experience. We needed a lot more experience on the squad to help out the 3 younger, newer players. So that was the biggest factor.
Yeah, and then for me, at least, Ethan was super big for experience for us. He kind of I wouldn't say we had bad practice in the past, but I feel like Ethan helped with having just better practice. And then for different games, Overwatch players were kind of more aggressive and you could say stupid. And then Ethan and Com are CSGO players and Jaw. So it's a little bit more fundamental. And then Max is just Unreal Aim with Unreal Tournament. So it just it's a lot of different styles, and I think it works really well with our team.
Cool, thank you.
Last 2 questions.
Hi, Brandon from Esports GG. This is for Coach Alex. In regards to Masters Tokyo, you guys obviously probably exceeded expectations going in because of missing something and CGRS being on the team. Coming here with the full complete team, can you just kind of give us some comparisons between that tournament and this tournament in regards to the team's expectations, how you're performing, how preparation has gone, with the full team in place that, won the Pacific League trophy?
All right, so expectations-wise, I think we just wanted to get our groups because never managed to pass group stage before. So that's been hit. So now we're happy-go-lucky now. That being said, surprisingly, it's harder to switch players than you think. Switching from CGRS to something back then, you think it'd be seamless, but I think the first 2 weeks of practice was a bit of a disaster for us, because we're so used to different things suddenly, and everyone started arguing with each other, It's been getting better, but we've been here for almost a month, I think. Yeah, so we're going to try our best as usual, and that's usually our motto, so to speak.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Pedro Mel again for Blix GG again. This question is sort of similar to the previous one, but this one is going to be directed to you guys, Boostio and Potter. This team's performance in Champions is a continuation of their a trajectory from this season. Has been talked about many times already, like a broken record, but still, I digress. I want to know for you two, and also if you can speak for the rest of the team, what has been the difference when it comes to preparing and then competing and then working through a tournament in Masters Tokyo, in which there was not much expectations for the team, given that you guys qualified at the last minute, but then you guys were in the middle of a run, and this tournament in which there's now much more expectations for this team in relation to the previous event, and now you guys were first seed in the group, and then you guys make top 3. So what has been the difference between those 2 events for you two in particular?
I think for the players, it was kind of just confidence kind of came our way, because if you looked at the regular season, we were not that good. We did not play that well. But then we somehow make playoffs through a miracle run by MMBR. And then just our confidence from their first match against NRG to all the way through Tokyo is we just kept winning and winning and winning. And it just, for all 5 players, I think we all just got unreal confidence. So now coming into champs, it's like anything we do, it just feels like it's right. If we think peeking an angle is good here, even though if it's terrible, it still works for us because we're so confident. So it's just, I think the confidence from winning so many games in a row just helped us a lot.
Yeah, I agree with Boosty on that. I will say that I don't think we were playing terribly in the beginning of the year. Most of our losses were like 11-13, very close matches that I think we would have gotten that confidence a lot earlier in the year as a squad together. Had we converted a couple of those rounds. The funny thing about it is when you're just losing and losing, you're band-aiding a lot of different problems together as a squad, and you can kind of tunnel vision on the wrong things, and one win can change a lot of what you discuss as a team together. So as Boosty said, it definitely just escalated the confidence for us. And then I forgot the second part of your question.
It's basically comparing between Tokyo and now expectations, performance, and how teams prepared against you guys also.
Yeah, how we prepared for this tournament was quite different from Tokyo. We put a lot of focus in our map pool. And we were able to have a lot of fun with our prep this time around. That's not something we could have said for Tokyo. Tokyo was a little bit more serious. For Champions, it's just as serious, but we were able to have fun with our ideas and our comps coming into this tournament.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Paper X and EG for being with us today. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
VCT Champions will take place at the Kia Forum for the final 3 days of competition starting tomorrow, where we'll see which of these 4 incredible teams will hoist the trophy here on stage.